Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get your green gear 20% off until January 31st. Promo code America1, all caps, and the number 1. I would say follow me on Parler, but that's no longer a thing. It has been shut down. Yesterday, I tried to go on there, look things up, open my page, the whole nine. Nothing worked. Amazon dropped them from their server. Apple dropped them from their store. All this other shit. The great silencing begins. Operation Anne Frank in full effect. So, Friday, David Lopan, a.k.a. Nancy Pelosi, a.k.a. that fucking liver-spotted demon, did a 60 Minutes interview with I don't know who. She sounded like Barbara Walters. She wasn't Barbara Walters, but she definitely had the leftist, far-left psychosis deep in her throat. Because every chance she had, she took a jab at Trump. But what really stuck out to me was Pelosi and some of the things she said. And more importantly, as usual, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, of course, she takes a page from some of the other politicians with their fake-ass crocodile tears. I want to make sure I mention this before I forgot. So, make up your mind, lady. Anyway, so she's asking her, she says, well, you're 80, you're next in charge, your next in line is 80. How come you haven't been grooming, the next generation of socialist psycho pieces of shit to take over? She's like, AOC says you're not grooming the next generation. And she says, well, we are. Why don't you ask her about that? And even the lady was like, ooh, that wasn't very nice. She kind of snapped at me there, whatever. She's like, no. We are grooming the next ones. We are. No, you're not. You're all old as fuck and you can't go anywhere because you owe. You owe the people who put you there. That's why your ass is working at 80 years old. You should take all that money that I'm sure you've been stealing over the years and retire. Ride off into the sunset, find a nice tall skyscraper for you to sit on and guard like the gargoyle that you are. But no, when you owe people, when they've washed your hand, you have to wash theirs. So now it's time to return the favor. They're not grooming the next generation. They don't plan on going anywhere. They plan on dying right there. So then she asked her, well, why did it take you 8 months to pass a stimulus package? Which was bullshit, turned out to be fucking crumbs. Well, it didn't take us 8 months. She's like, yeah, it did. It took you 8 months. You guys didn't do shit. Why? Well, no, we didn't do it because it didn't take care of our and then she did this. She reverted back to her talking points, to the bullshit that's gotten them here. It was like if you're talking about a hospital and you rattle off the people that live in the hospital. Well, it's about the hospitals, doctors, nurses, orderlies, the cleaning crew, all that kind of shit. So what she did was, she was like, well, there was nothing in there for the first responders, firemen, police, nurses, frontline workers, food service workers. Shut the fuck up. If you cared about all those people, you wouldn't have given them $600 measly. And it wouldn't have taken you 8 months to give it to him. But finally, when you forced Bidenus pervertus in there, you got your boy in there. Now all of a sudden it's fucking kumbaya, and now we need to come together and take care of the working Americans, the American people. Every time I hear them say American people, it makes me want to throw up. Because you don't give a shit about the American people. Once these soft-headed dummies that you have hook, line, and sinker, pull the lever for you. You don't give a shit. And like I said previously, the people who voted for these clowns, you are not impervious to their destruction. You will be affected by it too. Hopefully you'll see it and go, oh shit. Oh yeah, we were wrong. They suck. Hopefully, maybe not. TDS is terminal. And I wonder when they get done doing these interviews and they say cut, I wonder if they just go, man, you really think they're going to believe that shit I just said? Like, yeah, the media ain't going to say shit. They're not going to call you on it. Really? They're not going to call me on my bullshit or fact check all the nonsense I just said. Nope. Oh, shit. Okay. Good. Cut, print, send it out. I think they're like that scene from Blazing Saddles where after he takes himself hostage and he goes inside the sheriff's office and he goes, whew, you are so good and they are so dumb. That's what they think. They have to. If it doesn't prove it to us now, it never will, that we need a third party. We got both parties DPing our asses, and if you don't know what DP means, it means double penetration. They're getting us from both ends at the same time. They don't give a shit about us. Obviously, the Democrats don't. Obviously. But the Republicans, they dug that knife deep between our shoulder blades. We can't trust them. We need a third party. That's the only way we're going to get through this bullshit, is to create our own. To start our own party, disconnect from Twitter, Facebook, all that shit, and start our own. Start a new platform. Because if we leave their platforms, they have no choice but to either change or go away. If you cook a bunch of food and nobody shows up, you either eat that shit yourself or you throw it away. That's what's got to happen to them. When are we going to believe that they're the people that keep telling us they are? Parler was going great. What was wrong with that? I'll tell you what was wrong. It wasn't from them. And even though they were down the middle, don't give a shit what anybody has to say, left, right, center, whatever, as long as you're not inciting violence, which is against the Constitution, say what you want. Don't matter who you are. That's fine. That's something we can all agree with, right? Nope, couldn't have it. You're not reading from their script, you gotta go. You're not singing from their hymnal, you gotta go. They can't even have down the middle open to everybody anymore. It has to be them. This man, and then part of the interview, she asked her, well, are you gonna continue to investigate Trump even when he's out of office? Oh, he committed treason. He was the cause of insurrection. He has to pay for that. He has to pay. He can't get away with that. Really? Because I think there's some shit you need to pay for. How about that Russian collusion bullshit that cost us $50 million and it wasted our fucking time? We could have been tackling real issues instead of chasing some Russian ghost running around spilling Stolichnaya everywhere. That was bullshit. Brett Kavanaugh, bullshit. Impeachment, bullshit. Trump released the damn phone call that he was being impeached over. Come on. Is this for real? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I just pinched myself. It's real. I'm awoke. I'm awake. I'm woke. This shit is crazy. We have to start a third party. Because also, like I've said before, this shit can unravel very quickly. It's always quicker to destroy than to build. And then they're walking through the Capitol building. Oh, this happened here. And they came into my office and look how they broke our windows and all this type of shit. What, they had a picture of a guy with some zip ties. I guess they were coming to kidnap Nancy Pelosi. Like, you can just do that. You can just walk in and do that. There's a lot of shit going on. And when the smoke clears, we're going to find out what really happened. But that could not have been 100% Trump supporters. And even if that was the fringe of Trump supporters, the extremists, how did they all get together at the same time. Because everybody was there who was there was not inside the Capitol building. Everybody who was there did not take part in that. And a lot of the things you see just don't align with conservative values and the way conservatives handle themselves. Like, if we want to get shit done, we have to do it the right way. Is it possible for it to come to a time where we have to take up arms and we do got to storm some shit? Yeah, it's possible, but I don't think we're there yet. And I think we need to exhaust other avenues before we go there. It can happen. It's happened before. That's how America got started. But we like to think that we're advanced and modern enough to where those things aren't going to happen here. They still happen around the world, but that shit's not supposed to happen here. This is the standard for the world. This is the beacon for the earth. We're not supposed to do this. It's like seeing an adult, when you're a kid, seeing an adult do something stupid, even though even you know that's stupid. It's so disheartening and disappointing to see somebody who you think is supposed to be smarter and wiser doing some stupid shit. That's what this is like. We're not supposed to see America go through things like this. These fucking crooks aren't supposed to make headway like this and to change our country like this. And then she's doing that fake ass, our frontline workers. Not a tear came out of that wrinkled, disgusting, deflated Mylar balloon looking face. She looks like a Mylar balloon you get from the grocery store for somebody's birthday about 5 days later. It's not quite floating up to the ceiling anymore. It's starting to sag a little bit. That's what these disgusting bastards look like. And it was so obvious that she was lying. When was the last time you cried? All that shit you've had done to your face, you probably don't even have tear ducts anymore. It was so fake. And it was such pandering. Who the fuck watched that and was like, wow, she really cares. Look it, she's getting all choked up. They don't give a shit about us. They're trying to destroy us. They're trying to keep us apart and not communicating with each other. They're doing that because when we get together and communicate, we make plans. And we execute our plans and protect ourselves and our rights. They can't have that. Lockdowns. Social media. We're in an abusive relationship. What do? It's the first thing they do. They cut you off from those who care for you because those people are going to be in your ear telling you, get the fuck out of there. They're no good. You can do better. You deserve better. You're beautiful. That's what they're cutting us off from. From our family members and friends that tell us, man, this shit is stupid. This can't be right. Let's look into this. Fuck that. We're not doing that anymore. Let's organize. Let's meet here, this place, this time. Peaceful protest. We'll show you what a real peaceful protest is, mainstream mediocres. Remember that shit this summer? Dude standing in front of shit on fire. It was burning so big and so hot, he couldn't even get close to it. And he said, this is a mostly peaceful protest. Either it's peaceful or it's not. It's not mostly. You ever been into a mostly hot jalapeno? No, that shit's hot or it's not. Ladies, you ever had a mostly big penis? No, either it's big or it's not. It's not mostly. That was all violence. Everything that happened, no, but in that particular instance where that fool was trying to lie to us, that was all violence. Most of it was violence. And everybody who was out there protesting this summer, no matter how stupid and ridiculous their reasons were, police brutality, unarmed black men being killed by the police, they don't give a shit when it's another black person, totally different video. Even though we may think their reasons were stupid, they weren't all being violent. They weren't all destroying shit. So now they're trying to paint us with that brush. No, this is all Trump supporters. We all support what happened at the Capitol building. No, that's not true. You can't lump everybody together. What did Trump say? There were good people on both sides. Much like the pandemic, we've never seen anything like this before. We've never seen such brazen attacks on our freedoms and our ability to move freely and communicate with each other. This has never happened before. I'll go ahead and say it. I wish for the days before social media. Social media started good. MySpace, even Facebook, all that other shit. It started out great. Now it's something different. Now it's muscle for the opposition. Now they're the enforcement of the Democrat Party. That sound familiar? What's that group? It was back in the day, back in the 60s and 50s and all that, even going back to the 1800s. The Democrats, they had this group that was put together to enforce their rules. Man, the name escapes me. It's some acronyms, 3 letters. I think they're all the same. They had these real distinctive white costumes, very fashion forward, had these weird like pointy hats. You didn't see that a lot back then. It wasn't really, common. So it was very daring for them to design something like that. I can't remember. You guys tell me in the comment section, what was that group? Anyway, this is the new groups. These are the new groups. The Twitters, Facebooks, Instagrams, Google, Amazon. They're all sucking off the Democrat Party. And they're all aiming their efforts at us. But we are the only ones who can save us. We are still the power source for all this. All their companies. Like I said, we stop using them. They either change or they go away. And I know it's a daunting task. They're huge. These are multi-billion-dollar corporations. Jeff Bezos probably hit $1 trillion in about 5 minutes. We know these are huge companies with massive amounts of power. And they can cut us off of their streaming services or their platforms. I know it's scary. I know they're big. I know they're strong and they're intimidating. But we can beat them. We have to. Look at the alternative. There's other countries around the world looking at us going, don't do it, guys. We've already done it for you. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't fail. Because if you fail, we fail. And that's some real shit. We are keeping a lot of countries from being invaded. We are propping up a lot of economies. If we fail, it's going to be the biggest shockwave through the earth that they've ever seen. But I'll put a link in the description box to the 60 Minutes interview. It is the saddest shit you've ever seen. And when you get to the part, I couldn't find the whole interview. It's all broken up into all these little segments and these clips. But there's the one I'll put in there is a 13-minute clip, almost 13 and a half minutes. And if you can survive it, I recommend you watch the whole thing, because the part where she does those fake ass tears and when she starts grilling, I think the fake tears are toward the beginning, but when she starts grilling her on the stimulus package and shit, I think that's toward the end. But I recommend it because it's going to give you more insight to what we're dealing with and what's to come. And one last thing that I noticed. Why in the fuck do they have offices that look like that? Her office was like a 2-bedroom apartment. It was huge. It was fucking huge. There was like multiple desks and chairs and like 2 rooms. Why do you need that? Are you hosting a lot of get-togethers in there? Do you meet with large groups a lot? And if so, get a fucking conference room. Why do they need such opulence? Why does their place of employment need to look like that? Yeah, they're important, I guess. But do they need to work in a fucking palace? I don't think so. I think you guys need to be working in some damn those portable trailers. I remember one time back in like 95, the El Nino storm came here. And up until maybe 5-6 years ago, maybe it's been 10 years by now, but one of the high schools was still those trailers, those portable trailers. More than a decade that the high school was all trailers. That's what you guys need to be working in. You don't need to be working in the fucking Taj Mahal. You need to be working in some trailer with an AC unit sticking out of the side of it, with the old rickety ass metal stairs that lead up to it. That's what you deserve. Your place of business should reflect the kind of business that you're into. And since you guys are failing, you do not need such opulence. That shit was crazy. There was a damn echo in her office. Why? You shouldn't even be in there that much. You got a lot of work to do. You don't need to be in your office with an echo at your big ass shiny desk with your second room. Why? You shouldn't be there. Not that damn much. Not long enough to enjoy all that. You better roll those sleeves up, expose those disgusting liver-spotted varicose vein forearms of yours, file down your claws, your talons, and get to work. I just don't understand. Why do they need that? You shouldn't even see that office. You need to be on the floor, banging your gavel, getting shit done for the American people, like you should have been doing for that 8 months when you were fucking around, not helping the American people out, watching us fail. Man, Nancy Pelosi, because I know you're watching, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. Chuck Schumer, all of you. You all need to be force-fed diarrhea, because that's what you're doing to us. Man, let me get over here. I got work to do. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize a PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.